疑わないこと、それが強さだ。
Alright everyone, this is the long-awaited voice reveal, and we've got a collab with OP Mamba, or just Mamba. We decided to make 3 Kaido concept characters. So first Kaido, we have Dragon Kaido here, and he has a pretty decent HP stat. His attack stat's really high, and his defense stat, again, is pretty decent. Overall character power is pretty good. Red attacker, this was something we decided to choose. The other 2 aren't red because we believe this is the least likely one, and then green is just not an option for this guy. Anything to commentate?
Yeah, so we just made him red because, we want to fuck up Roger and Rodin, so I had to make them red, destroy their ass. But yeah.
And we got skill 1. So just to clarify, this guy is all the time a dragon, and then his first, it's some very elemental normals. So his first attack is like some lightning and stuff, and then the second one is like some fire maybe, and the third one maybe like some hockey explosion. Just meant to be very similar to like Pirate Warriors 4 and their moveset. And the first skill is going to be Borrow Breath. This long-range attack with a chance to inflict a flame. 75% chance, it lasts 12 seconds, and the damage is, I think, the highest in the game right now. Cooldown's really short.
Yeah, and it's a long-range attack, so is it like half the map almost? Like, something like that.
Just something that just destroys everything in its path.
Yeah, it's just gonna mess up everybody.
Then we got this second skill, Dragon Twister. So while you hold down the skill button, it starts attack, and then the first one's a long-range multiple hit area attack, draws an enemy from afar, and then it starts closing in, and the second one's going to be like a mid-range multiple hit attack with another chance to inflict tremor this time, and then the third hit's going to be a close-range multiple hit attack. So it's basically going to shrink in, get smaller, and last shorter. And then it's going to try to draw in people with the first one, and the second one's going to inflict tremor, and the third one's going to hit them hard, then knock them back. Cooldown's 44 seconds, and overall this can do about 850 damage. And then, so his attack boost is going to be EX attack boost. It's, just something we decided to go with, since that seems to be the pattern for 2.5 EXs, and it just seems like the most likely option.
Yeah, EX attack boost probably the best option for him.
And then we got his first set of character traits, 4 character traits, and now you're gonna see, they really do say, character traits make a character. So
yeah.
First one, when attacked by an enemy, 25% chance to inflict self with the drunk for 10 seconds, and 15% chance to recover 15% HP. So this is just something meant to give him a boost occasionally. So you're not going to really want to hit him too much. On the second one, when inflicted with drunk, skill cooldown times are reduced by 30% for the 10-second duration. And after being KO'd, 1 HP will be left. This does stack as long as you have the drunk effect. So if you are hit multiple times and you are at 1 HP, you're going to survive at 1 HP until that drunk effect is gone. When dealing damage on the 4th hit of a normal attack, ignore damage reduction and defense. This is just meant to really give people an incentive to go all the way with the normals and not just combo cancel. Then the 4th and last one, first hit reduces 5% speed, second hit reduces attack 10%, and third hit reduces defense 5%, and these stack.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say something like, people are gonna say, like, oh, he's broken, but yeah, remember we have Roger in the game. That man's like broke the whole game, so we want him to be more cancer than Roger and stuff. So keep that in mind.
So for the first set of normal traits. We got when attacking green or blue element with normals, increase damage dealt by 30%. And then if you attack a green unit with the normals, you get 5% skill 1 cooldown. If you attack a blue character with the normals, you get 5% skill 2 cooldown. And then when attacked by an enemy and receiving and damage received is more than 5%, he'll reduce the damage received by 5%. So you're gonna want to chip at this guy and not just hit him really hard, because it's not gonna do as much as you'd hope. And then lastly, when there are 30 seconds or less remaining, he'll nullify stagger.
Yeah, so he's gonna be like a tanky attacker type stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That skill 1 is just meant to really just nullify color disadvantage and advantage, or enhance color advantage and kind of nullify color disadvantage. And then also just really meant to screw over Roger.
Yeah, we need that, honestly. Right.
And then we have trait set 2. When attacking an enemy with normal attacks, reduce cooldown speed of skill 1 and skill 2 by 3%. Again, and then increase attack by 7%. Caps at 100% for both. So the normal, so this is kind of different. If you can, and you'll see here, resets after 10 seconds without attacking. So each time you attack an enemy with normal attacks, you're gonna reduce the cooldown speed, not the cooldown. So the difference between cooldown speed is gonna be like, if it's a 10-second cooldown, or let's say 100 seconds cooldown, you're gonna, if you have 3% skill cooldown speed, you're gonna end up reducing that to 97 seconds, and so on and so forth. And this is gonna stack at till 100%. 100% skill cooldown speed is not 0 seconds. It's gonna be 50%. And then he's also gonna increase attack by 7%. And this resets after 10 seconds without attacking. So this is meant to just really promote a very aggressive playstyle with constantly attacking at enemies. You got anything to say about that?
No, so I'm just gonna say you gotta be hella aggressive, get that spam your skill, I guess.
When using skill 2, create a trait. Skill 2 is the one where he makes the twister. Skill trait. When using skill 2, create trait area for the duration of the skill. Increase you and your allies' knockback by 75% and reduce enemy speed by 60%. So this is just meant to make it a challenge for them to leave, and then at the end of the skill, the knockback is going to be increased.
Yeah, that sounds hella cancer. Knockback and speed reduced by 60%. Damn.
And last trait would be, when attacked by a red element, reduce damage received by 30% and increase team boost gauge by 5%. So this kind of also gives red elements trouble, and also like Kid, he's gonna instantly fill up the team boost gauge really fast.
Yeah.
And then his boost trait is the normal when attacking enemy 5% chance to inflict stun. And then, alright, this next one's gonna be a bit more manga spoilers. So again, this one, it's not as heavy as the third one, but I still really wouldn't recommend if you aren't caught up. So now for this one, we've got Blue Element Kaido and Big Mom. This is going to be a dual unit. I feel like the first thing to get out the way is the normals. This is going to be, rather than normal dual units, how they have a skill come in with a side character. Instead, it's going to be Big Mom is primarily on the side, and they're just going to be always messing up things with them. So the first attack is going to be Kaido, and then the second one is going to be Big Mom, and the third one is going to be both of them consecutively. And you're going to see throughout this how they both cater towards different things. So for HP, it's pretty high HP. Attack is really high for a blue defender, but it's an EX, so it's warranted.
Makes sense, yeah.
And the defense is also really high. Character power is pretty high. And then blue defender again. So this isn't the ideal color to go against Roger and Odin, but the traits and skills are catered to go against them, so it's not going to be too big an issue.
Yep.
Also meant to kind of counteract the very heavy red meta kind of going on. And then, so for skills, we have 2 different skills, and then we have EX recovery boost. We just decided this one because it makes some sense for this unit, and it's a defender, so it makes some sense. So first skill is going to be facing those two together is just hell. This puts the character in an enhanced state where basically everything in the game is increased, and then it lasts for 25 seconds. Here's the catch. Big Mom and Kaido will both get attack speed increase, a speed increase, capture speed increase, crit increase and crit damage increase. You can see all the numbers on screen, and they're very high. Again, this is a status effect, so this can also be increased by Warlord support. It's kind of just meant to, as the name says, facing these two together is just hell. So step one, again for Kaido, this is so the first set of effects was for both the characters, and then for Kaido only. So on the first normal attack, it's going to be only for Kaido. On the third one, the attack is going to be increased 50%, defense is going to be increased 50%, and then for Big Mom, on the second normal attack, she's going to have damage increase and damage reduction. So you're going to see why these two are kind of important later. And then cooldown's 37 seconds. Anything to say about that?
Yeah, so both of them are gonna just have all the what's it called status on, like they're basically gonna be on crack, both of them with this skill. How long was it again? 25 seconds?
5 seconds, and increased with Warlord to like 30 some.
Yeah, so that'll be cancer with Warlord support too. Yeah.
And then for this one, Conquest of the Sea. This is a manga move. This is why I didn't really. This is why it's considered manga.
Warlord. Yep.
So long range charge attack with knockback effect. When it's partially charged, it's going to be a long range attack with area attack with knockback. And when it's fully charged, extra long range with increased knockback. Then you can see the damages here. So if it's not charged, it's going to have 542. Still pretty high. And then if it's fully charged, 986. And it's going to do a lot of knockback. One small thing about this, if you have skill 1 active while you use skill 2, that greatly increases the attack speed again. So it's going to be very, very hard to dodge this skill 2.
Yeah, so it basically like boost skill 2, right?
Yeah.
With if if you're in like skill 1 state, basically.
Yeah. So then we got
Yeah.
character traits. When using skill 1, create a trait area around the area you're at. So if you use skill 1 in a treasure area, you can fully cover it, and then it's going to give you this trait area, which you'll see later. So the second trait, in the trait area, nullify down and stagger, and then also reduce damage received by 80%. Inflict recovery very strong. So this is just meant to be kind of just make them kind of broken in their character in the trait area, and this is usually just gonna be like a treasure area. And then on last, this is just kind of disrespectful to Primebeard, but on the last hit of the normal attack string, 75% chance to inflict tremor. That's just meant to be, yeah.
Yeah, that's just.
When attacking enemy with tremor, increase damage up by 30% and heal 5%. So this is gonna be kind of crazy. Yeah. You got anything to say about that first set of traits?
Them shits look broken.
Alright.
Especially the tremor one, yeah.
Yeah. And then we got first character trait. When KO'd by green element, Big Mom will respawn with 50. So this is where it gets kind of crazy. If you're KO'd by a green element unit like Roger or Odin, Big Mom will survive with 50% HP. And if you're KO'd by a blue element, Kaido will respawn with 50% HP. So it's just going to be one or the other. And again, you can still use skill 1, but it's only going to have the Kaido effects. And if you respawn with Big Mom, you're only going to have the Big Mom effects. And yeah, it's just kind of meant to kind of balance things out. But again, you have to die for this to activate. And that's a challenge in itself. After capturing a flag, increase treasure gauge by 50% and increase capture speed by 20%. And this stacks, so just kind of crazy there. Well, the capture speed stacks, the treasure gauge is fixed. When attacking green element, increase cooldown of skill enemy skills by 5% and 20% chance to inflict knockback. And that's just meant to be crazy.
Yeah, with the knockback too, that'll be good.
So you can kind of notice these characters, they're kind of weak against knockback, since you always want to keep them far away so they don't, you aren't being attacked by them dying almost instantly. However, they also deal a lot of knockback, so this is meant to also counter like Roger and Odin.
Yeah, especially Odin, since we need the knockback to get him off the treasure and stuff.
And then trait 2, or trait set 2, when attacking enemy with attack increase, like Roger or Odin, increase damage dealt by 50% and reduce damage received by 50%. And then also, if there also happen to be a Roger pirate, you also reduce damage received by 30%. So this is just like
straight up counter to Roger and Odin, basically.
When attacking green element, increase damage by 40%. Damage is limited to 15% of enemy's HP. So basically, this is also just meant to go kind of crazy on Roger, since 20% he'll heal. So this will increase the damage you do, and then also cap it at 15% so Roger won't ever heal. And then when critical hit occurs, which you might remember, the first skill 1 does have crit increase when they're in that state, so this will occasionally proc. When critical hit occurs, recover HP by 4% and reduce skill 1 cooldown by 2% and reduce skill 2 cooldown by 4%. So you can see how they're supposed to recover, have some skill 1 cooldown, skill 2 cooldown.
Yep.
And then boost trait's just the normal defender boost trait. So what would you say about that unit overall?
Overall, they'll be crazy together, honestly. And what's it called? Counter to Roger and well, basically Rodin. Yeah, they're gonna get slapped around.
Then we got the hybrid. This one, another blue defender. This time with a little more, a little less defense and more attack. This guy, so he's gonna start normally, and then he's gonna have a dragon form where he's kind of a runner, and he's gonna have a hybrid form where he's more of a defender. And you can gonna see what's makes him kind of broken. So first skill, Dragon Twister, a mid-range area attack that creates a trait area and turns Kaido into his dragon form, and when done in dragon form, creates a long-range area attack. So this is another manga-inspired move where he has he sends out slashes and like cuts up people as a dragon, and then in the manga he also has like this other trait where he makes a bunch of tornadoes. And then if you do it as a turn yourself into a dragon, you'll do 781 damage with the tornadoes. And then if you are a dragon and you do it, you're gonna stay as a dragon. However, you're gonna do a charge hit or multiple hit attack, and then also you might, for both of them, you'll inflict tremor for 6 seconds. And the cooldown's 34 seconds. You got anything to say about that?
So, but they're gonna inflict tremor on both steps, or
Both, if you're as a dragon or not as a dragon.
okay, so it doesn't really matter on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And then we have this second skill, Ragnarok. So this is gonna be a long. If you do it as in the normal form or in the hybrid form, it's gonna be a long-range attack with a chance to inflict a flame. I remember in the manga he had a move where he kind of shot like a mini borrow breath. So that's where that's based off. When in dragon form, mid-range area attack with a chance to inflict tremor. So it's just gonna be like as you can see in the image, he kind of jumps up in the air and then smashes on the ground, and this is gonna inflict tremor. If you're in standard form, and while you do this skill, you'll now turn into hybrid form. And if you do this skill in hybrid form, you'll turn into standard form. And if you do this in dragon form, you'll turn into standard form. So you can see how that works. And then skill attack, if you're in normal form or in hybrid form, 723, and then you'll inflict 12 second of flame, 75% chance. And if you do this in dragon form, where he does the jump and smash, you'll do 840 damage, and then you'll also inflict tremor, 50% chance to inflict tremor for 4 seconds, and then 26-second cooldown.
Yeah. So for this attack, the long range, I really hope like it's gonna be a long one. Like it covers like the Orlung one, like where it has two flags in the middle. Imagine you on the what?
From like A to E, like across the.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like imagine you were on the mid, right? Then you just use the skill and it just goes through the whole platform. Like that would be insane.
Yeah. Then we have his team boost. This is supposed to say EX recovery boost.
Oh yeah, EX.
Let's slip up. And then character traits. When in standard form, increase defense by 30% and damage reduction by 50%. When in dragon form, increase capture speed by 50%, increase speed by 50%, and when in hybrid form, increase damage dealt by 40%, increase attack by 40%. So you can kind of see how the standard form is a defender, the dragon form is a runner, hybrid form is a attacker.
Yeah.
When enemies in skill 1 trait area, reduce their speed by 50%, so those are the tornadoes, and reduce their capture speed by 50%, and also increase their skill cooldown time by 40% while they're in the trait area. It's not it's going to be reduced in one go.
Yeah, so this man's gonna be doing it all: defending, running, attacking. Like, bruh, that will be insane. Alright.
Then we got trait set 1. When attacking green element, increase cooldown on enemy skills by 5% and a 20% chance to inflict knockback. Again, meant to counter Roger and Odin. And when attacking an enemy with defender, increase damage dealt by 50% and heal 5%. So this is meant to counter a lot of the red defenders. They're kind of going crazy right now. And when attacking green element, increase damage dealt by 40%. And then this is the same trait from the Big Mom Kaido, meant to counter Roger. You got anything to say?
So yeah, like you said, right? The red defenders, like we really need like a blue EX to mess up all these reds because they're going crazy with all these reds left. So yeah, we need these blues really bad right now.
And then we got trait set 2. When attacking an enemy with attack increase, increase damage dealt by 50% and reduce damage received by 50%. And then also, this is the same trait from earlier, just meant to counter Roger and Odin really hard. And then against red element, normal attack strength does 10% of enemies' maximum HP each hit, and heal 5% each time you are attacked by red element. So again, meant to really screw over red element attack defenders. And then also this I'm not a fan of this trait. However, I really see Bandai putting it on him. Recover 10% of HP 3 times when enough damage is taken from to KO an enemy. This is like Usopp, but another life. So he's gonna have 4 lives, and he's just gonna be cancer.
I feel like the Bandai is gonna go into like where Kaido can't die stuff, so they're gonna like have something to do with that. That's why we put that in there, basically.
You can tell how excited I am for it.
Totally, we hear that.
And then just the normal boost trait.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm gonna have my King concept character, and then this is gonna be a little challenge. We both made 2 different King concept characters. We weren't collaborating on this, and just it's your guys' job to tell us who do you think is more. Whose King concept character do you think is more likely to come to the game? Make sure to check out Mamba's video. I'm gonna have it linked. Make sure to check it out. Tell us who do you think's King concept is more likely to come to the game. So this is gonna be mine. Red attacker or red runner. HP is high for a runner, and then attack is also pretty high. Defense is a bit low, but it's to be expected. And then first skill, I won't let you set foot in Land of Wano. This was like what he used against Big Mom. So when you're in normal form, you'll turn to Pteranodon form. So basically he'll do like a move where he like jumps in the air and then like smashes on the ground and then turns into Pteranodon. And then so this is how it works. He'll do like 863 damage, and there's a 100% chance that he'll inflict tremor that's short, and then there's a 75% chance that the tremor is going to be long, which is an extra 2 seconds, or medium, and then there's another, this time 50% chance that's going to be considered long, which is another 2 seconds. So it's going to be just kind of like a chance thing where it kind of depends on how long your tremor is going to last. And if you do this while in your Pteranodon state, it's going to be really similar to like, so this is going to be like a thing where it like twirls around kind of, like the last hit of Drake's skill, where he just does a twirl and then he'll turn to normal state, and this is going to have like heavy knockback and everything. And then pretty short cooldown, but this is just meant to constantly keep you converting from one form to another. And then the skill 2, when in normal state, mid-range charge attack with a flame effect, and then when in Pteranodon state, long-range charge attack with a knockback effect. So this is meant to be like, if he's in the normal state, he's going to do like a slash with a sword, and then it's going to have a chance to inflict a flame. And if he's in his Pteranodon state, he's going to do like a, kind of like a dart, a charge like dive, similar to like Pell. Again, these are both like charge forward attacks, not like hold skill button down. So in the normal state, it's gonna be like a slice with like a lot of damage, like almost 900, and a chance to inflict a flame. And then if you do it in the Pteranodon state, it's just gonna be a normal attack with knockback effect. You got anything to say?
So that was the skill 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, when he's doing a slash, he's gonna be on his normal form or like the Zoan form, like the.
In the normal form, he's gonna do like this slash with a sword, and then he's gonna do like a bird.
So is he gonna go into his Zoan form or no? Just a normal state.
Just in the first skill. So it's kind of like.
Okay. Okay. Got you.
And then his team boost is going to be speed boost.
Okay.
And this is where it gets kind of interesting. Character traits. When he's in his Pteranodon state, so the flying bird, increase treasure gauge amount by 50%, damage reduction by 50%, and boost defense stat by 300%, and reduce attack stat by 200%. So this is kind of meant to change him from a runner to a defender, and then also have him like increase. So basically, this treasure recovery gauge, if he stands on a treasure, so runners, they can't really recover the treasure gauge that fast, while defenders can. This is meant to just turn him to a defender when it comes to that. And then also damage reduction 50%, meant to be like, you know, defender. You got anything to say?
Looks good.
When attacked by an enemy in the Pteranodon or like the defender state, increase defense by 5%, stacks up to 70% like Robin, and then he reverts or resets when he turns back into his normal state. So that's just kind of meant to be the tanky defender. So after capturing a flag in normal form, increase capture speed by 20% up to 75%, and this resets if you ever turn to the defender Pteranodon form. Small thing about this, if you stay as a runner the entire game, you can keep the 75% because you're not going to reset upon dying. And then this is kind of can be like a, if you know the manga, you're going to know he does a slash against someone that can heal a lot. When attacking an enemy, 3% chance to inflict recovery block, and then after using skill 1, this increases to 5%, and then resets whenever he's KO'd. So kind of like Law. Anything to say?
No.
Alright.
Let's go.
And then he has traits. Trait set 1 is like after capturing a treasure or fully recovering a treasure gauge, heal 30% of your maximum HP. So if he captures a flag and then stays on it, he'll end up healing 60% of his HP. Kind of meant to be.
So will he heal if he just gets the treasure, or just he has to stay?
Both. If he captures
Okay.
the treasure, he'll get 30%. And if he also decides to stay and recover it, another 30%.
Oh, okay.
When an enemy's treasure area alone, increase damage dealt by 30% and increase knockback distance by 150%. This is kind of meant to be like when you knock Big Mom off of the thing, where you like push them back. And then also trait 2, when afflicted with a flame by enemy, increase damage dealt and damage reduction by 30%, and inflict self with steady recovery. This is meant to be how he always is, like a ominous figure with fire around him. You have anything to say about that?
No, sounds good, to be honest.
When treasure area captured by you, increase damage reduction by 30%. Just meant to be, again, it really encourages you to turn to your defender form once you're transforming. Alright, so that concludes the character concepts. Do let me know what you think of them. Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? Also, make sure to check out Mamba's video. Check out his King concept character. Let me know if that one's better. Whoever's is better, just let us know. Not better, but more likely to come to the game. Again, check out my Discord. It should be in the description. Really cool place if you haven't checked it out yet. Make sure to go subscribe to Mamba, and I think that's about it. See you guys in the next video. Big things coming soon.
名誉レイリー弟子の船出だ。吉名に頼むよ。